Good morning, children. Today's topic, calculation of credit sales and total sales. How can we ascertain the credit sales and total sales? Let us first learn how credit sales can be found out. For calculating credit sales, we have to prepare total debtors account. The format of total debtors account is given here. To prepare the total debtors account, you should proceed as follows. Write the title as Total Debtors Account. Enter the abbreviation DR on the debit side, CR on the credit side. First, enter the opening balances of debtors on the debit side as to balance brought down and enter the closing balances of debtors on the credit side as by balance carried down. Children, note the point. Enter the opening balances of debtors on the debit side as to balance brought down and enter the closing balances of debtors on the credit side as by balance carried down. Then credit all item which decreases the debtors. The item which decreases the debtors are cash received from debtors, check received from debtors, discount allowed, sales retained, bad debts and bills receivable. Enter all these items on the credit side. Okay, children. Then debit all item which increases the debtors. The item which increases the debtors are check dishonest, bill dishonest and credit sales. Credit sales is the balancing figure. Okay, children. When we receiving cash from debtors, enter that on the credit side as by cash account. When we receiving check from debtors, enter that on the credit side as by bank account. If the check dishonest, enter that on the opposite side, that means on the debit side as to bank account. Okay, children, once more. When we receiving check from debtors, enter that on the credit side as by bank account. If it is dishonest, enter that on the opposite side as to bank account. Okay, children. Then, if we allow any discount to the debtors, enter as by discount allowed. If there is any retains, enter as by sales retained. Then, if there is any bad debts, enter as by bad debts. What is bad debts? Irrecoverable amount from debtors is known as bad debts. Then, bills receivable account. If there is any bills received from the debtors, enter as by bills receivable account. Next, closing balance. Children, note the point. When we receiving bills from the debtors, enter that on the credit side as by bills receivable account. If the bill is dishonest, enter that on the debit side as to bills receivable account. Children, once more, when we receiving bills receivable, enter that on the credit side as by bills receivable. If it is dishonest, enter that on the opposite side, that means on the debit side as to bills receivable. Okay children, now we entered all items in debtors account. Then find the balancing figure by taking the difference between total credit and total debit. That balancing figure is the credit sales. Okay children, shall we do one problem? The question is, find out credit sales from the following information. Debtors on 1st January 2018, 40,000. It is the opening balances of debtors. Cash received from debtors 1 lakh, discount allowed 5,000, sales retained 2,000 and debtors on 31st December 2018, 60,000. It is the closing balances of debtors. Draw the debtors account. Write DR on the debit side, CR on the credit side. First, enter the opening balance as to balance brought down. What is the opening amount? 40,000. Enter that on the amount column. Then write all items on the opposite side, that means on the credit side. What are the items on the credit side? By cash received from debtors 1 lakh, by discount allowed 5,000, by sales retained 2,000, by balance carried down 60,000 in bracket closing balances of debtors. Now we entered all items in debtors account, then find the balance. For calculating credit sales or the balances of the account, find the total of credit side and debit side. The total of credit side is 1,67,000 and the debit side total is 40,000. The difference between the two is 1,27,000. 1,27,000 is the credit sales. Okay children, shall we do one more problem? The question is, from the following details, find out total sales made during the year. Here the question is, calculate total sales. How can we find total sales? Total sales is equal to cash sales plus credit sales. We can calculate credit sales from total debtors account and cash sales is given in the question. Okay, draw the debtors account, then enter the figure. Opening debtors as to balance brought down 50,000, then write all other items on the credit side as by cash received from debtors 1,50,000, by returns invert 15,000, return invert means sales return, then by bad debts 5,000, then by balance carried down 70,000. Cash sales, no need to enter there on the debtors account. It is for calculating total sales. Okay children, now we entered all items on the debtors account, then find the balance. Take the difference between total credit and total debit. Total credit is 2,40,000 and total debit is 50,000. The difference between the two is 1,90,000. 1,90,000 is the credit sales. Now we calculated credit sales. The next step is total sales. What is the formula for calculating total sales? Total sales is equal to cash sales plus credit sales. Cash sales is given in the question 1,40,000. Credit sales we calculated from debtors account. Then 1,40,000 plus 1,90,000 is equal to 3,30,000. Okay children, solve exercise 10 and 11. Thank you.